So I'm here today to talk to you about writing, and we're going to write poetry today. Isn't that exciting? Poetry?
Oh, that's hard.
Poetry? It's going to be easy. I'm going to make it so easy for you. It's going to be so fun. You're going to make poetry, not a poetry prompt. You're going to make a poem, okay? Here's what I want to teach you today. I want to teach you that poets like to observe things. They like to look at things. Observe means to look at things. They like to look at things in unusual ways. They like to look at things and describe things, and describe them in unusual ways. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to look at an object. We're going to look at this seashell, and we're going to describe it and write about it. Okay, so we're going to start out right away. I'm going to start out describing this seashell.
I think that's good.
And I'm going to think of some color words and some shape words. So I'm going to say that this seashell is kind of brownish white.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of triangular. Right? It's kind of like a triangle, a little bit like a triangle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put those up here on my chart where it says, how does it look? So I'm going to say brownish white. Okay, so we have this one. How does it look? Brownish white. What did you say? A little grayish? A little gray. And I said it was a little triangular, right? That's kind of about the shape. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to help me with this. I'm going to pass the shell around, and I'd like you to tell me some words that describe it. How does it look? How does the seashell look? So I'm going to start over here. So give me a word, and I'll put it up on our chart. How does it look? Well, would that be how it looks or how it feels?
How it feels.
Okay, so since some people said that already, we'll put that over here, hard. Now you know what, you can go into that. How does it feel if you want to? How does it feel? You can give me some words about that.
It looks like rough.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pass it on. That's very interesting. It's rough and smooth at the same time. Guys, let's go on to the next box. And I'm going to show you something. I want you to think about this. This is something that poets do when they look at things and they describe things. They make comparisons. They compare things. They say it is like. So one thing is like another thing. Okay? So I'm going to say that this seashell is like a dish for a doll. So he could eat out of there, right? I'm pretending it's a dish for a doll. That's my comparison. It is like a dish for a doll. So what I want you to think about is, I want you to think about, if this wasn't a seashell, if you could pretend it's something else, what else would it be?
Like an oval little?
Okay, it's like an oval.
And for like
What? Let's pretend. What else could it be?
a plate.
A croissant. It looks like a croissant to you.
Kind of. It feels a little bumpy.
Looks-
Yeah, a little bumpy.
Okay, bumpy, pass the shell on. Pretend. Tell me that it's like something else. What is it like?
Yeah, plate. Looks like a shovel.
A shovel. Okay, there you go. It's a shovel.
It is like a taco.
A taco.
It looks like a
You're pretending?
it looks crooked.
Crooked. Okay.
Is that a pretty
Like it's shaped like a table?
Yeah, but it looks like a
We're going to the fourth box. This is what I want you to do. I want you to do some wondering. I think we talked about wonderings before when I was here. Wondering, if you could ask this seashell something, what would you ask the seashell? What would you want to know? What's your name? It could be something funny. Okay, hands down. Let's go with Abby.
I would like being a seashell.
What is it like being a seashell? Good. Ooh. So now I have these boxes and they're all filled up and they're telling me things about the seashell. I'm going to read it and see if it sounds like a poem. Okay, I'm going to read it. I'm going to give it a title. I'm going to call it Seashell. I'm going to read it, but it needs to be really quiet because when you read poetry, it should be really quiet so everybody can hear all the words and how they flow. Seashell. Brownish white, a little gray, triangular, orange, tannish, oval, whitish, gold, hard, rough, smooth, sticky, bumpy, crooked, a dish for a doll, a croissant, a shovel, a taco, a What is your name? What is it like being a seashell? What do you do? Does it sound a little like a poem?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the beginning of our poem, okay? And that's how I read it too. That's how I read poems. I read them like that so they sound really powerful. This is what I'm going to do to make it look like a poem, because it doesn't look like a poem, right? Who ever heard of a poem that had 4 boxes, right? It's not really, it doesn't look like a poem. So I'm going to make it look like a poem. I'm just going to start though, because I don't want to take up all our writing time. So I'm going to put the title over here, and I'm going to take the words from the boxes. So I'm going to move, I took the first 3, right? I'm going to move over to this box, even though when you're doing it, when you guys do this, because you will be doing this at your tables, you take all your words. You'll take all your words, okay? But I'm just going to take a few, just because we probably won't have enough space to write all of them right now. So I'm going to end with that. What is it like being a seashell? And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my boxes that I created, I'm going to take all the words, and I'm going to make it look like a poem. First I made it sound like a poem when I read it out loud, and now I make it look like a poem over here. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do with some other objects that I have. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you these papers that look just like what I made up here, and I'm going to give each of the tables that I go around to, I'm going to give you different objects. What you're going to do is, you're going to write all about the object. You're going to look at the object like a poet, and then write as many words in each of these boxes as you can. Write as many words to describe what it looks like and feels like, compare it to something. Write some wondering questions over here. When you think you're finished, if your boxes are all filled up, what I want you to do is I want you to reread it and see if it sounds like a poem. You're going to write, you're going to describe the object that I give to you, and when you really feel like you did all that you could in these boxes, I'll put out some poetry paper so you can make it look like a poem. I think they're ready to go back. Do you have a system for sending them? Okay. Okay, so I see you already have a lot of your boxes filled out already. Was there something more you wanted to do? Or something I can help you do? No? So what are you feeling like would be another step for you? What do you think? Do you feel finished? Do you feel finished? Okay, so if you really feel finished, if you feel like you filled everything out, then the next step would be to read it how? With expression. Wow, I didn't even say that, but read with expression. And how does she get the expression? Does she read it in her mind, or do you want to read it with me? It's great that I'm here, right? So you can read it with me. Okay, go ahead. I love that. I love that, especially where is your family, because maybe he's lonely. Here's what I want you to think about. Since you filled up these boxes and you said things in really poetic ways, it really sounds like a poem the way you read it, I'm going to see if I can give you another thing to do. Would you like another thing to work on? Just a little thing, okay? Would you like to maybe add a sound word to your piece? Because sometimes poets do that too, they add a sound word. That might give the feeling of a seashell. And it doesn't really matter where it's going to go on your page. You can even put it right here, and then on your other page you can fill it in where you want to fill it in. So a sound word, it's like, do you know what I mean when I say sound word? It's like a word that it sounds the way you say it, like a cat goes meow, meow, like it sounds like the word. So we can think of a word that would match with a seashell that you could put into your poem and it would sound like a poem. Sounds like the sea. And how does that sound? Let's get a word that sounds like the sea. Like even if you made it up, like how does the sea sound? If you said that, it would be great in your poem. You know what? You can do that all the time as a writer. You can add sound words to poems, to stories. You can put them anywhere in your writing. Okay? Great work today. I'm going to ask you to put your pencils down when you find that good stopping place. And you're going to bring your papers over to the meeting area, right? You know what's really interesting? When I came over to the meeting area, I noticed that people were already starting to get with partners and share their work. People were so excited to share their poems. But what I would like to share now, instead of having a partner share, I would like to do it as a popcorn share. So the popcorn share is where you're just gonna share one little something from your poem, maybe your best line from your poem, the line that you think is really your best work today. Just one line, you're not gonna read the whole thing, because we wouldn't have time for that. So you're gonna find your line that you think is really like, maybe it's funny, maybe it sounds good, maybe it was like so surprising when you said it, when you wrote it, that you wanna share it with everybody else, and here's how you'll do it. You'll share, one person will share, and when it's silent, then another person will share. And then another person will share. I'm not gonna be calling on you, it's gonna be like first one person, and another person, and another person. So let's see, I'm gonna call on the first person. If you find a line, find your favorite line from today, or your favorite word. Okay, I'll call on you to get us started again.
Ball with bones. And white triangle.
Rough metal part.
It looks like a mini tree. Why do you grow on trees? Total substance. Where is the brown? Brownish is fun.
You have fun.
Smooth part of a Why does it only have two colors?
A ball, a dodgeball, a basketball, a baseball, a golf ball, three jumps, it rolls.
It looks like a miniature bowling sled.
Blue, white, yellow, and gray.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys got the idea of the popcorn share?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I mean,
So that's something new that you learned today, a new way to share. This is what I think would be really nice for your class to do. I think when they have time, when you want to provide the time, I think they probably would love to share as partners or share in a group. I think that would be really nice. I didn't want to share with everybody because it takes a long time. So if they want to do it as partners, I think that would be great. Okay, guys, I love this class. Wow, you did such a great job today. Thank you.